Hi, my name is Amanda Schaefer, and this is my reflexive narrative for the St. Mary's University of Minnesota Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs. The class is HS713, Aging, Illness, and the Continuum of Care, taught by Michael Lee. It is April 29th, 2018. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Amanda Schaefer, and I have a bachelor's degree in music education from the College of St. Benedict in Minnesota. I went on after my education to teach for 4 years in some various schools around the state of Minnesota and South Dakota. After that, I decided to change career paths and join the healthcare field. I then gained 8 years of experience working in the clinic setting, and that included 6 years of experience as a supervisor. I have a family. I'm married to my husband, Pat, of 9 years, and we have 2 children. Aubrey, who you see my family here, Aubrey is 6, and Wesley is 4. We also have a dog who didn't want to take a picture. On to my SWOT analysis. I, as a healthcare professional, do have quite a few strengths. One is that I really enjoy continuous learning. I'm doing that now formally through this program through St. Mary's, but plan to continue learning throughout my career. I also enjoy and I'm fairly good at process improvement. I love digging into a problem, figuring out what the root causes are, and putting some things in place to try to make better processes going forward. I have education, as I stated. I have my bachelor's degree in education, which does have quite a few areas that it translates well to leadership and healthcare. I, as of October 2018, will hopefully have finished my master's degree in Health and Human Services Administration. I have a high emotional intelligence and can relate well to people. I've had some practice in life planning discussions, both for myself and with some of my family members. I have experience working in the healthcare field. I have a strong work ethic. I have experience working with many different cultures. In my teaching career, I had many different students of different backgrounds. Actually, one of the years that I taught was on a reservation, American Indian reservation. And now the clinic that I work at has a very high population of very recent Somali immigrants. I also have a good and solid understanding of the need to protect vulnerable adults. I do have some weaknesses. My experience in working with the aging population in a formal way is somewhat limited. I do have some experience on a personal level. You see me here pictured with my grandma who passed away about 2 years ago now. My undergrad degree, while is very helpful in some ways, being in education, in music education, is not in the healthcare field. So I am glad that I'm working on my master's degree now, which is giving me a little bit more formal education on the healthcare side of things. My experience working in healthcare is limited to only the clinic side. I do not have experience working in a hospital or in a long-term care setting. I also don't have very much experience working on the financial side of healthcare. I haven't been involved in a really in-depth way in the budgeting and finance processes. I also sometimes struggle with the life and work balance in figuring out how to balance things out between my family, my personal needs, my work and career. It's especially difficult right now while working on this master's program. I fortunately have quite a few opportunities, and my opportunities also play into what I plan to do moving forward in my career. This year, I'll be partnering with the clinic manager at my clinic to gain experience on the financial side of things. I'll be working closely with her to form the budget for the next budget year. I also plan to gain some experience working with the aging population. The clinic I work at has a mental health consultant. She's a licensed social worker and works with patients in the clinic and often is working with the aging population. I plan to partner with her to learn more about the work that she does and how I, as an administrator, can help support her in this work. I also plan to continue my education even after I finish my master's program. The organization that I work for, Alina Health, does do tuition reimbursement, and this will help me to financially be able to continue my education moving forward. I plan to continue my work in the area of community engagement and participate in volunteer opportunities, especially opportunities that arise that help to hit on some of my weak areas. I would like to continue and broaden my partnership in working with the local hospital. You see it pictured here, District 1 Hospital. It is part of the same health system that my clinic is, and it's actually physically connected. So it brings up a great opportunity for me to gain some experience working on the hospital side of things. I have a goal of trying to expand my knowledge in the language area by starting to work on becoming more fluent in ASL. We have a large deaf community here in the community that I work in, and so that would really be beneficial for me to be fluent in that. And as I move on in my career, I'd like to lead and emphasize the importance of education on topics like creating a safe space for disclosure, especially for aging individuals. And I also would like to make sure that everyone that I work in partnership with has a strong cultural education and is very culturally competent. I do have some threats, and it's important for me to be aware of these threats. I thought that I'd like to read a quote here by Cox because I thought he put it really well. He said, "Our sense of uniqueness, of being rooted in one space to one group, comes from our membership in families. It is through the experiences of growing up within the confines of that family that we first begin to get a sense of who we are, and what direction our lives will take." So my own view on things is limited by my own culture, my religion, my age, my language, my income level, and all other aspects of my identity. It's really important that as I move forward in both my personal and professional life, that I'm aware of this viewpoint that I have and who I am, and make sure that I'm not having a bias towards others who have the same identities as me. I need to work to make sure I'm always understanding the viewpoint that others have and the context at which they have come up in. I also have a couple identified blind spots. I need to know a lot more about what resources are available, especially in my community that I'm working in, especially as it relates to professional services for aging individuals. And also resources for aging in place. What tools and resources are available in my community for those who are trying to stay in their homes? The mental health consultant will be a great resource for me as I try to gain some more knowledge about the resources available in my community. So overall, I have quite a few strengths in moving forward in my healthcare career. I have some weaknesses and opportunities, and I have a plan on how to overcome some of those weaknesses and become an even more well-rounded healthcare administrator. Here are some of the resources that I've used along the way here. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.